defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
Name existed forever, means victory, helper. Whole name means protector, shortened it by 2 letters, without the IR at the end. The reincarnated Gil Scott, living in the again. The World Cup in Moscow with a blind who's a 10. Pen when I speak is like a lottery win. Quote my total, multi-mogul, so fly I can walk in any spot, every be soaking from a time when was stronger. Today's streets are calmer. They used to kill for shade sneaks and bombers. My name existed forever before Christians came in America, even better. With click sounds in their mouths was language for humans. With stick figures and K's, my name's written fluid. Nasty like way before even Rome had a sewage. For 50,000 years ago, if I could choose its origin, since there's nothing to gain by assuming I'ma say the definition of my name, the truest. I shocked them like real product. Creep with baddies in sequence, dresses with high strung. Fresh off the jet, you can see my vision where I've come. How much time y'all got? Yo, Preem, let's drop something.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
DNA of King James, kin of St. Michael. Polygamous minded, 7 wives on ridiculous timing. They always share the same title. That be the talk. That's foul like a stop in Frisk, New York. At 20, I said I better quit by 30 than my 30. I thought by 40 rapping is corny. How wrong was I? Never would have thought that 50 new songs by Nas would be hard and live. I leave them scared like when they hear their name called, but ain't nobody there. The definition of my name probably started where I rode the E-train, fingers covered in ink stains. Writing was like an escape inside it, leave the beat flame. That was musically sick, successful and unnatural. I throw these songs in. How could you hate me? I survived the 80s, the D's, the trauma, embalming fluid and laced. Inhale fumes from a stove up to shows booked up. I chose to take the world over. Look up.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Twin Cities and U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, the home of the Vikings. Coming up, 2 teams ready to square off. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. Game time is here. Glad you're with us. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson. Off we go from downtown Minneapolis. This will be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin then.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 36. Now, Murray on the bootleg. On the run to the right. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Second down, Murray. A throw here, right side, falls incomplete. He was looking for T.J. Hawkinson on that one. And it's going to be third down.
And when you look down the field, Mike, there's just really nobody creating any real separation. And instead, he tries to give one of his guys a 50-50 contested catch opportunity. But with the coverage as tight as it was, it just falls incomplete.
Ty Belton, the intended receiver that time. And it's going to lead to fourth down.
In punt formation.
So the drive stalls out, and here's the Aussie, Mitch Wishnowsky, to punt. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up.
At their own 14-yard line.
Gonna throw right away. Now a shot here, deep middle. And that is incomplete.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ended up being a wasted down.
And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to third down.
A gain of 4, and it's third down.
From the gun, here is Penix. Now, deep ball for London. Inside the 20. And he will take this one in. 81 yards. Touchdown, Atlanta. A try here for the extra point. He gets it to go. And the Falcons will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Isaiah Rodgers now to return it. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
I put money down on all of us, on my people now, on what I love. Ooh, baby, is that
Off the play fake. Here's Murray. He'll find Andre Yosibas. And he'll be driven out of bounds, and that's a pickup of 8.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. That tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
3rd and 2. Here we go. A run. And here's Mason. And that's going to be enough for a first down, taking this to the 34.
Really nice play call there that time. I think early on the quarterback realized pretty quickly, Mike, this is a light box. We got to take advantage of it. They get the right run call dialed up, and they're able to move the chains.
From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. They go play action now. Murray. That's into the hands of Jordan Mason. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. They get 15 on that game. It'll be a Vikings first down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. I think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
We'll swing this out to Johnson. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Murray now on 2nd down. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
On 3rd down, Murray. He's got his man. It's Jefferson. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. First one for Jefferson. And a first down to go with it.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Murray's going to throw again. This is caught at 2. To the goal line and in. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings. His 4th TD grab of the season. Record good with the extra point. Vikings will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all time 7 apiece, and the kick's away. And no chance to return this one. Through the end zone for a touchdown. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
On 2nd down, here's Penix. He fires downfield to Pitts. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
I know it fell for an incompletion, but pretty impressive. He was able to push that ball really far downfield as he was being hit. Really says a lot about the arm strength that this quarterback has.
On 3rd down, Penix. Again, working deep downfield. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively. It sets up 4th down. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. To throw is Murray. That one caught by the former Lion, T.J. Hawkinson. He's close to a 1st down. With a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. From the 31, here comes a 2nd and a yard. Here's Murray. Out to his right. That pass sideline is caught. Nice catch. Stays in bounds. And he's got the 1st down. Terrific job with the feet to make that one a grab.
First down.
The best guys I've been around, Mike, they have a sense where they can see the ball, but they can feel the sideline. And that's kind of an innate sense that these guys have that allows them to concentrate and secure the catch and ensuring that both feet remain intact.
The intended receiver was Justin Jefferson. It's 2nd down.
Seems like there was some miscommunication that time. They clearly weren't on the same page. That's something that they've got to get on the sideline and get corrected as soon as possible, because I think they just missed out on what could have been a big play.
That's going to be incomplete, and it'll leave just enough time for one final play in this opening quarter.
So these screenplays, they always seem so commonplace. They seem a little bit routine, right, Mike? But really, for them to work, there's a huge, significant timing element to it, where the offensive line, the back, you can't be downfield too early, but you can't go too late. There's so...
Oh, an ill-advised throw there. It's an interception. Picked off by Troy Anderson. And the Falcons are going to get the football back as time runs out in the 3rd quarter. A touchdown apiece here in the 1st quarter of play. All even on the scoreboard. More from the Twin Cities in a moment. The Falcons have it to start quarter number 2 as they go to work on 1st and goal. Now Panic's going to get it forward on a pop. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's It's a give up the middle to Robinson. And this is a slight improvement over the previous play. He's not going to lose yardage. He's not gaining any either. It's third down.
So on second down, they try to hammer it in on the ground, Mike, but now on third and goal, I don't think you have any choice but to put this ball in your quarterback's hands and test this defense through the air.
They'll try to run with Robinson. He'll take this down to the 2, but that is it. Good job by the defense to hold it to a gain of 3 and set up fourth down. Fourth down, and here's Penix. Escaping, and he's going to be taken down. Couldn't get rid of the football. They turn it over. Stop on fourth and goal.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays out.
And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. They'll come up here on second down and 5.
18-yard line.
On the ground is Mason. And they'll be taken down just shy of the 30. A gain of 11 on that one. First down, Minnesota.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate.
The coverage too good downfield. They'll wind up taking it down.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack. And we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Now a second down throw from Murray. Oh, this pass was dialed in right now. They get him again. Jalen Walker. He gets in for another sack. That is 2 on as many snaps. So backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. Out of the gun, it's Murray. Exiting the pocket right. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. That's going to bring up fourth down.
Sometimes it's just the case of taking what the defense gives you. And here's one of those examples. There's nowhere for him to go with the ball. For a minute, it looked like he was going to be able to pick up this first down with his legs. The defense rallies, brings him down short of the first down marker, sets up fourth down.
Returnable from the 17. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. From the gun, it's Penix. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
First down, Falcons.
Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. Quick throw here is complete. And he's out of bounds on the pass play, but that's good for 8 yards.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
And they'll run out of the gun. Here comes Robinson. And it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up third down.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
Here's third down and a few inches. They'll try to run for it with Robinson. And he is going to have that Falcons first down. At least at first glance. They'll spot the football just beyond the marker, and they convert on third and inches.
A gain of 1 yard. First down, Atlanta.
They'll throw. It's Penix. He'll let one go down the middle. And that is incomplete. But a penalty flag is down. Let's see who they got. Now Penix. Open man left side. That's Zacchaeus. And that'll help a bit. They're still well short of the sticks. Solid pickup on that first down play.
A gain of 12.
They'll come up on a second down and 8.
At the Vikings' 37-yard line.
Back to throw. Here's Penix. Now he'll air one out. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
From the gun on third down, here's Penix. He's going to find his receiver. It's Robinson. Falcons go ahead and take their second timeout. They'll stop the clock. 24 seconds to go until halftime.
Falcons first down.
To throw again, it's Penix. And is downfield to the tight end Pitts. And he's in. Kyle Pitts. Touchdown Falcons.
For the extra point.
That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year.
Good. Makes the score.
He's lined up one-on-one, and it's a mismatch from the very beginning. He's just so fast, so big. He's kind of part tight end, part wide receiver, and when you have that type of skill set, it's just going to be hard to stop.
Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Big guys.
Throwing now, Murray on first down. Moving outside the pocket. Open man downfield. It's Addison. Now a signal, timeout call. 9 seconds left to play in this first half.
First down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
On first down, it's Murray. A pass taken in by Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Give him 14 on that one. It'll be a Vikings first down. Reichard's kick is good. We have hit halftime. We'll take a quick break. Come back. Second half of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Will Reichard to kick off for the Vikings.
Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. first and 10. It's Penix. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. That's the first grab of the game for the man leading the entire league in receptions coming into the weekend. He gets his team a first down. Now the lefty Penix on first down. Over the middle, that's his tight end, Pitts. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
17 yards.
Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
10 at the 36-yard line.
Pitts is the man in motion. On first down, it's Penix. Now a screen going to be set up for Robinson, and they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Good pickup of 16 on that screenplay, and a first down.
Falcons, first down. A gain of 16 yards. First down, Falcons.
On the handoff, here's Robinson running right. He's taken down just shy of the 10. Give him 10 more on that one. Just enough for another first down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
They can still get a first down at the 1. First and 10, they go from the 11. That one complete to Brian Robinson.
Penix's pass complete to Brian Robinson. It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5 at the 5-yard line.
Try the right side this time. And nothing developed there. He'll get back to the 5, and that's all.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
Penix on third down. He's got it at the 3. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Now,
Kicker
the
on
extra
point.
point.
Point after.
He's got it.
The kick is
And the
good.
Falcons are out to a 21-10 lead.
Vikings 10.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. And no chance to return
The
this one
Vikings take over
through the
first
end
and
zone
10
for a touchback.
at their own 35-yard line.
On play action, Murray looking for Jefferson deep downfield. That is brought in. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15. A big play and a much-needed one as well. 52 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
First down throw for Murray. That's to the left side and taken in by Jefferson.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Murray now on second down. He's going to tuck it and go. And the Vikings are going to have first and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown.
This is a part of the field where you have to account for the quarterback as a runner. Nothing's open downfield. Great job by your secondary, but then he makes a break for the goal line.
The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. To find Diablo. He gets in for the sack. It took a while, but that is his first on the year.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
That one intercepted. Picked off by Divine Diablo. And the Falcons are going to take possession.
So you find yourself entering the red zone. Mike, it's hard to not start envisioning scoring a touchdown. Well, that interception, it changes everything. This is a huge missed opportunity. You have to capitalize and find a way to hang 6 on the defense.
Throwing now, Penix on first down. And the pressure too great. He's sacked in the end zone. That's a safety. So first the decision to throw down here backed up near your own goal line. And the defense gets to the quarterback, sacking him, Greg, in the end zone for a safety.
Mike, anytime you're willing to call a pass backed up this deep in your side of the field, you have to trust that your quarterback is going to have the clock in his head to get the ball out of his hand. In this case, he holds on to it too long. The defense is able to get to him in the end zone, and it results in the safety.
And the Vikings, first down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Murray now to throw on first down. That's caught by Jefferson on the right side. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. From the 33, here's second down and 5. They go play action now. Murray. That's complete. It's Yoshiba. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
15 yards on the play.
So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up here, first and 10. Out of the gun, it's Murray. On a short one taken by Hawkinson. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's second and 2.
45-yard line.
Murray's going to throw again. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Third and 2. Now Murray. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Addison that time. And that's going to lead to a fourth down. They'll try to run. And he's going to pick up the Vikings' first down. They find a way to keep the drive going with the fourth down conversion.
I know it's 4th and short, Mike, but at this distance, you actually have to clear a lane out. You can't just fall forward or push the pile. So that conversion, it's as much of a credit to the blocking as it is to the running back seeing the hole and hitting it. Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Ball on the 39. Here's second down and 6. They go play action with Murray. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion. Give him credit for keeping this play alive as long as he could. This easily could have gone down for a loss, but he's kind of able to find his way forward and at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's fourth down. He'll try and throw for it with Murray. Now he'll work his way out right. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line.
34 yards.
A huge play on fourth down. It's a gain of 34.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. Oh, he feels the pressure, and he'll go down back at the 6.
To play in the NFL, you've got to have a short-term memory because regardless of whether the previous play was good or bad, they're going to line up and snap it again. In this case, really nice job bouncing back. They put the bad play behind them, forced the sack in the ensuing play, and they're right back on track. Well, it's no secret to anybody who follows this league. This is one of the elite playmakers in the entire NFL. So he put one high, thinking his guy would go up there and get it. We've seen him do it so many times before, but just puts a little too much on it and ends up sailing over his head.
That one, take it in, middle of the end zone. T.J. Hawkinson, touchdown Minnesota. Will Reichard now on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings will cut it to a 2-point lead. So the lead is down to just 2 now in the fourth quarter as they kick it off. From the 6, here comes a return. They'll get across the 20, knock them down at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. This defense all over this one. He gets down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
So these situations, Mike, are always very tricky for a play caller. Of course you want to keep the clock moving. You're just trying to run the game out and maintain this lead, but you also don't want to become overly predictable. So with the defense just selling out to stop the run, I think they have to mix in a few high completion percentage passes to just at least keep them off balance.
They'll go again with Robinson. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him. Take him down behind the line.
You know at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on third down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
That's complete. He's got it to London. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
It's a gain.
That is well done there, converting on 3rd and 15.
A gain of
1st and 10.
yards. First down, Atlanta.
Now Robinson, and he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. And stoppage, just over 50 seconds to go in this one. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. They'll drop to throw. Going down the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
So it's a win for the visiting Falcons. And right away, you can point to the turnover battle. Always key. Tells the story so often. It did here again today. Their offense didn't turn it over at all. They finished on the plus side with the takeaways. As a result, they're going to come away with the victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.